Now, a severe thunderstorm has caused flooding and damage in Pietermaritzburg, and disaster management teams are on high alert. Let's get more on the story. We cross to SABC News reporter Mlondi Radebe in Pietermaritzburg. Mlondi, a very good afternoon to you. Just take us through the damage caused by that storm in the area.
Thank you very much, Nzinga. Good afternoon to you and the viewers at home. We are in a Tamboville area in Pietermaritzburg, where we see houses as we are driving to this side. Most of the roofs, some of them are blown off. And in this area, we also see people trying to make sure that they put their roofs back to normality. Next to me is one of the owner of the house, Ubaba Usem Mzobe, who will briefly tell us about his house that was also blown off by the yesterday's storm. Mzolo, thank you very much for your time. Briefly about the yesterday's storm, what happened to you, or were you at home when this incident happened?
No, I wasn't home, and only my wife was at home that time. And I went to some of one of the farmers then, and my wife just called me while I was arriving there. She said that I must come back because everything is been messed up here and the roof is off. She's scared now, and then she even think something happening in her tummy because she's pregnant right now. And I had to come back. Before I come back, and I went past to a hardware and to get some nails. I thought maybe it's just collocated and then the one that just removed. It wasn't that only, but and all the roof was off. And when I arrive home, then I find that everything is off. When I go inside the house, everything was mess, and then bed, TVs, everything that was full of water. And the wind was still there. And what I did, I tried to call the council, and what council here, by the name is Dlamini. He came down here with his car, and he was just sitting in his car talking to me, said that he's going to try and get all of disaster management, and something that never happened because I slept to my house. As you see, the roof is off. And the other side, and I tried to replace those corrugated last night because of my two sons. I thought maybe they're going to sleep, and then, which has never happened. And then they never sleep to my house. Then I asked one of my son who rented somewhere then to keep them for the night. Even now, what I did, I went to a hardware and to get something to fix my roof, to put it back as normally. But I spoke to the guy, as you see, these two guys, and they are the builders. And then when they arrived, and they told me that no, that's what you bought. In fact, I just bought 2 by 3s, 3 by 6 meters. Then they said, no, this is nothing. I must go back and to get another stuff. But the problem is that I don't have the money right now then because I'm unemployed. And the money that I had, about 850 rand, and then the money I kept for my children, that I'm going to take this money to my children, which are not stay with me. They're staying at Stenga, where my mother's house is. And looks like that nothing is going to happen for this Christmas. Even my children, they're not going to be able to get anything. Even this 850 rand I had, I had to buy this 2 by 3s then. And the council then, and I spoke to him because there is some houses when you look at the above the road there. Those houses they stay for disaster that people that who are building those small houses for the government. Then if you don't have a place to stay, they take you there to those houses. I spoke to the council that why don't we use those houses and then to keep my stuff at least, and then maybe I can make a plan to sleep. The council told me that it doesn't know that where the key is. I had to sleep in my house as you see, there were no roof or on top of it.
Bamzolo, mhlambe kafushane nje, what can you expect what help can you who can help you in relation to rebuilding your home, as you are saying that we see that it's approaching the Christmas day, everything you've lost, your furniture, you've lost your goods inside. What help do you need?
In fact, as you're talking about the furniture, my furniture is already fucked up. Nothing that I'm going is going to be okay. And I think everything is inside it needed to be replaced. But I don't know how, because I don't have the money to replace them. As you know, that it's a Christmas day, only 2 days before the Christmas. And then, as I said before, I said that I'm unemployed. The money that I kept, and then I kept for my children at home. The one that is not going to get anything right now, because I already used that money to buy these 2x3s, and which is not going to do anything to my house as well. And because there's a builders, they said no, whatever you bought, and then it's nothing. You have to buy more. But I don't know who's going to help me after this.
Thank you very much for your time.
Okay, thanks you.
That was the residents here in Tamboville and Nzinga explaining to us that they lost everything in their house because the roof was blown off by the wind yesterday, and the rain was also made things worse for them because they lost everything inside the house, even the television sets that they had, also the electrical appliances inside the house. As you see, Nzinga, I'll just move out of the shot so that you can get the shot of this area. If you look at this area, it's just most of the areas are just an informal settlement where people are just building their own homes in their own way. But you'd see that many of them, they are basically covered by plastic now, because after the yesterday incident, many people were left with no option but to try and cover the roofs with plastics. Back to you in studio, Nzinga.
Mlondi Radebe giving us an update there from Pietermaritzburg, and apologies to our viewers for that colourful language that was heard earlier on.